Hello, I'm Robert Black. I live in Toronto. I've been doing genealogy for the better part of 50 years, on and off. I wanted to share with you my experience in getting 3 autosomal DNA tests from the 3 main companies: AncestryDNA, FamilyTreeDNA, and 23andMe. There are a number of differences, but there are many similarities, and I just thought it would be an interesting experience to show you some of the results. So first of all, I'd like to share with you a little sort of chart that I made. I suppose it goes without saying that this is the first time I've ever done a YouTube video or any kind of video. The chart shows the different companies and how long they took to get me results from the order to the present time of receipt. And I have to say that they're all pretty much the same. The reason that FamilyTreeDNA was a little bit faster is that years ago I had tested my mitochondrial DNA, and they still had the sample, so they didn't need to get me to send a new one. What I found with the results is that I thought that the FamilyTreeDNA results were the most substantial. Apparently, I would say the most careful. With the mitochondrial haplotype, for example, Ancestry didn't give it. FamilyTreeDNA, they gave it as you see in the chart. 23andMe, they tested enough to let me know the general area of the haplotype tree, if you will, that my female line ancestors fell into. The Y-DNA haplogroup was again not given by Ancestry. FamilyTreeDNA uses the modern way of describing it, and 23andMe uses the slightly more old-fashioned, but one that you'll probably find easier to track on the internet. The graphics of the results are something that I'll sort of linger on when I've shared them with you. But in general, I found that the strength of FamilyTreeDNA is their years of experience, especially if you want to do a Y surname project and track that paternal ancestry. That's something that's well worth doing. I found it helpful for myself. I found it helpful when I had cousins with other surnames do it to help me track their ancestry. The 23andMe is a bit of a gimmick, I have to say. It's a little, they go with the scientific angle, which is good, and they provide you with medical results. But you can also find medical results at other websites. For example, there's one called Promethease, PROMETHEASE.com, and for $5 they will let you know what the current results of genetic testing say about this or that gene that you're carrying. So you can get a lot of the material that 23andMe offers you. With of course, it has no support. 23andMe will offer you staff support, especially when there are difficult results that you might not want to know about. 23andMe also offers you your percentage of Neanderthal DNA, which is cute. It's fun. It's useless genealogically, but it's good to know if you don't have to polish your silver or iron your linen because you're a caveman. I will say, though, that you can also download your raw data from all of these sites and upload it to a free site called GEDmatch, GEDmatch.com, and there you can certainly run a test that'll let you know how much Neanderthal or Denisovan or other ancient DNA you have in your genome. So I think all in all, 23andMe is one I sort of lean against. The benefit of AncestryDNA is they're really keen. They've got a large staff that's willing to help you. They're always trying to connect you to their paper side of things, if you will, the traditional ways of doing genealogy. And if you're a serious genealogist and you can afford it, I think it's very much worth getting involved with their communities there. One unique thing they have, which I found interesting, is DNA circles. When you have downloaded or uploaded your ancestry GEDCOM, however it's pronounced, and compared it with the DNA, they will have sometimes have a number of different subscribers who have the same ancestry and the same DNA, and it lets you know that this particular chunk of DNA is what you have from that particular ancestor. So I find that to be quite interesting. All right, now I just want to show you some of the graphics for the three companies, and you can make up your mind about how aesthetic or not they are. These are the results from AncestryDNA, and I quite like the way that they appear. I will just say about those results that they're rather anomalous. I mean, the either 97 or 99% European, I can get that, but the Melanesian 1%, I mean, that's really bizarre. Anyway, it was a little bit fun, and now of course I have to track it down. These are the results from FamilyTreeDNA, rather less graphic. Here they've used a different algorithm to interpret the results. Same DNA, same chip that they've used to figure it out, but I suspect that they have been influenced by the results of my aunt, my mother's sister, who was tested and shows a fairly strong influence from the Middle East. Now, who's to say? But as I say, there are different algorithms used to interpret this material, and I think probably the Asian one that they show is that the indigenous American blood that I believe that we have is attributable to that, because Northeast Asian and North American or Western Hemisphere DNA is sometimes indistinguishable in the results, or so I read. And here are the autosomal DNA results from 23andMe. These compare more or less exactly with the AncestryDNA results, so I think that there's probably no reason not to trust the science. I will say that there's a great deal of adulation in some hearts about the fact that this is a scientific approach, but from what I understand and what I've seen of the way that testing works and the way that results are interpreted, there is room for human error, human interpretation. So I wouldn't go overboard completely with what we're getting. Just as very, very helpful, interesting, exciting material that will certainly encourage our flagging hearts if we need it after half a century of struggle to find some way around our brick walls. This is really interesting stuff. The greatest value for most genealogists will, of course, be the family finder, the cousin matching, that will help you to answer questions that you've got, break down brick walls, as we say. This is a long-term project. The chances are, as soon as your material goes on the website, into the database at one of the companies, that something will turn up. But really, this is a long-term project. I think the thing is to put your stuff out there, let the databases grow, and continue your traditional paper trail research if you can. The question about putting them on the results on all three databases, I would say it's worth getting onto Ancestry's database and FamilyTreeDNA's database, and then of course the free one at gedmatch.com. Other than that, if you're more into the medical or infotainment aspect of these tests, then by all means go to 23andMe. But it's been fun. It's been insightful. It's given me some new pep to pursue some of my interesting projects, and I hope this has been helpful for a couple of you. And I will end with a little poster I found the other day, which I thought was both very apt and very funny. So over to you.